Bullish control, man. I mean, from a bearish perspective, it does give the grounds for a little bit more of an up steam, in my opinion, but, you know, you never know. This could easily fucking dump just as easily as it could break to the upside. For now, I am above the 21 on one position. Price action has not confirmed below the 21, so let's go ahead and talk about some conditions. Barring this triangle formation, actually, no. We're going to leave it with this. Any open and closure above current resistance here at 12,165. I'm going to be looking for the top of the previous blue box territory here, which is a critical resistance level at 12,900 bucks even. And on the other side, if we see a breakdown below this triangle formation, I'm going to be looking for a melt, and I'm going to be looking for the first target, which is the current lows, the current macro lows at 11,200 bucks. But likely, if we see a breakdown of this formation, I'm going to be looking much lower. Obviously, the market has not been the healthiest from the bullish perspective, and looking at the momentum oscillators, I can easily tell you right here, right now, that this is false momentum here. This is not a cataclysmic boost of momentum here compared to like stochastics here. Stochastics kind of chopping around, but in the bullish control zone, while price action is still getting sold into. The bear market could go for as long as it goes, ladies and gentlemen. This could be big at the end of the day. And again, this is just my speculative opinion on the market. This is not to be construed as financial advice, as I am not a financial advisor. I'll never tell you what to do with your trades or positions, but everyone's talking about it being real fucking shitty, so it could definitely end up being real fucking shitty. But the most important part, at least from my analysis, is seeing if this triangle formation holds, right? We could easily see a higher low on this lower end of the triangle formation here, and realistically, we could see a resolution point anywhere in August. We could see this resolve in August, and it could resolve bearish or it could resolve bullish. It could resolve right now with immediate closures below that support, but you know, I'm not a fucking fortune teller. I can't tell you which way it's going to go. All I can tell you is that we have some sell pressure. It's putting pressure on that 21. If we confirm below that 21, I'm going to be more biased to see this triangle formation collapse to the downside than not. Again, anytime we see this choppy 21 exponential play in a bear market, anytime we see breaches above, yeah, they're tradable. Yeah, you can make quick buck off of them, but I am not looking for anything long-term or sustainable above the 21 at this current moment in time for anything tied to NASDAQ and NASDAQ itself. So that's kind of it for that one. SPY futures, very similar, except we still remain below that controlling diagonal trend line of resistance, of which I would consider rejected at this current moment in time. And we are looking at a possible confirmation below the 21. We did see SPY futures here breach the 21 exponential on the previous candle intraday at closure 5 p.m. yesterday, and now we see it immediately. Damn it, I can't fucking talk today. I must have like the jitters or something, the post-vacation jitters or something, because I'm not even thinking straight today. Price action immediately selling below the 21 exponential, below the 10. The red 10 symbol, and looking for a possible pass towards the next support level at 3,800 bucks even. I would say with confirmation below the 21 exponential, I'm going to be looking for, you know what, I'm going to move this down actually. I'm going to be looking for this region here, 3780, give or take a buck or two. Yeah, 3780 is what I'd be looking for if we do confirm below the 21. And if we do see an open and closure below 3780, I'm going to be looking for lower lows at the same time here. Looking for 3680 as the first tentative target to the downside, and then I would be overall looking for like 3,500 bucks even. We do see stochastics on this one finally starting to cross over, looking like it wants to confirm a lower high on stochastics. Not a good signal here, while RSI, same thing, rejects the 50 read, puts in a top, and boom, puts a lot of pressure on that exponential here. Formation still riding that diagonal trend line here. Again, it isn't a macro perspective, it's more of a micro perspective, but still riding that diagonal trend line of peace and prosperity. We'll see if it holds any longer. Same thing, if we do see a breach, right, if we do see a higher low and then a breach above current resistance here at 3,900 bucks even, man, that likely leads to a big move. I would be looking for 4,100 bucks. Right where this blue box territory is would be the next tentative target for this one that I'd be looking for. But again, that's if, right? That's a big if. Let's go ahead and move on. I want to check out the US dollar index. This one's still booming. This one's still fucking going back. batshit insane, which leads me to believe that we shall see bearish continuation. We do see the US dollar index is currently playing around with nothing, a resistance. Oh, that means I have to go back in time. Ah, man, I have to go back in time. I have to find the next target if we do see a breach, right? I don't even have anything back here. What the fuck? I need to go to the weekly time frame for this one. We could be looking at a very, 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 very big breakout of this formation here. I'd look for a major one like right here. That's a major one. I'd be looking for a soft target at this region. Again, I'm differentiating this on the weekly time frame because the daily doesn't want to work for me. So we'll go back to the daily here. And we'll go back to the beginning of time. Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. One of them lines up with the one spot 618 Fibonacci extension perfectly. I would be looking for an extension towards the one spot 618 at 109 spot. Well, we'll just call it 110 with any opening closure above 108 spot. We'll call it 108 spot 40, right? Any breach of 108 spot 40, I'm immediately going to be looking for that $110 target for the US dollar index, which you already know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to be looking good for the rest of the market here. And not because I said so, but because the dollar index fucking said so. This one making it real hard to to be bullish, right? Looking at the US dollar index being as bullish as it's being here makes it real hard to have any bullish sentiment for the rest of the market at all whatsoever, especially seeing that sell-off pressure here. We did see a confirmation of new tentative support today with this reversal style candlestick closure above the breach point here at 107 spot 45, and now we're putting a lot of pressure on that 108 spot 40 region. Again, any opening closure above that, boom, I'm looking for boom, boom, boom. We do have a higher low formation off of this. Again, this is inconsequential. I would consider the last consolidation low as more of a consequential, a significant low. And so it wouldn't be out of the question to see, a reversal, right? A rejection at this point, closures below this point, and a retest of the 21 with some consolidation right around 105 spot 65 to confirm some kind of higher low. But with the way this is formulating right now, I think this one still has a little bit more room to grow. I would say if we do reject and fail to close above 108 spot 40, a pullback to the current support at 107 spot 45 would not be entirely out of the question. Any closure below there, I'd look for soft touches right around this point here. Boom. At like what is that? 106 spot 80, something like that, give or take. But at that point, I'd be looking for a higher low. Once again, I'd be looking for lows to start formulating around 105 spot 70, something like that. But RSI, boom, like big boom, like boom, 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 boom. Diagonal trend line of peace and prosperity still looking really good. This kind of being your indicator that the market was going to start flipping right around 2020. Yes. This one's still going very strong, man. Still very, very, very. I wonder what that lines up with. That lines up with that W formation, don't it? I bet it does. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Oh shit. Wouldn't you know it? Yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about this chart, man. Stochastics looking through the roof as well, with continuation deeper into the bullish critical territory. Possibility to see some bearish divergence here. We are on higher highs while stochastics remains lower than the previous high here, so we could see bearish divergence, but I wouldn't consider it until I see a top being confirmed with a cross with the stochastics here. But for now, again, still very bullish. I am going to be looking more or less towards price action reaching that 110 target, that 1 spot 618 extension target. So looking real good here. I want to check out Apple, a little Apple adapt. I'm going to be looking for pullbacks on this one as well, just because I'm following the general flow of the market right now. NASDAQ looking real choppy. This one was actually a pretty clean entry for me. Got in real nice, and then one day, 24-hour period, I got to take some profit at the 146 spot 43 resistance here. Should have probably taken more profits here after seeing a breach of that resistance, but I didn't. And now I'm going to be looking to chop some of this off tomorrow just to be safe. We are above the 21 exponential, and the 21 exponential has a positive slope, but that doesn't differentiate the flow of the market. Stop talking to me, computer. RSI breached the 50 read here, which is a critical signal. I took that signal, and now we're looking at putting pressure back on that 50 read. We could see a breach of that 50 read. Again, this one is tied to NASDAQ, and if the US dollar index continues to go boom, 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 while NASDAQ goes doom, 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 I'm going to be looking for Apple to do the same. With this rejection, I am going to be looking for a continuation drive. Fucking stop. My computer's on the fritz. I am going to be looking for a continuation drive towards that 21 exponential first and foremost. This could just be another major lower high. It definitely could. It definitely could be another major lower high. Any open and closure below the 21 exponential, kind of going to put my thesis into effect, and I'm going to be looking for the current low to be tested right around 137, maybe a little lower towards 135. Maybe 136, something like that. But if we take those lows out, I'm going to be looking for lower lows. Same sentiment. I would be looking for tests of the 129 area, followed by lower lows anywhere near 123 spot something, right? Give or take some change here or there. However, I digress. If we do see another breach and confirmation above 146 spot 20, I'd be looking for the top side of that blue box territory, right around 150 spot 41, give or take, and then I could take a little more profits, right? Moving on, AMD looking real bad. Oh man, this one's looking real bad. Lower high confirmed. I'm going to be looking for continuation on this one to 73 spot 50 here. And at the same time, any closure below 73 spot 58 or 60, I'm going to be looking for a very big continuation drive towards $60, 59 spot 20. And if I remember right, that lines up perfectly with my daily analysis here. No real resistance or support levels. I mean, you could mark soft targets. You could put a soft target here at this top. Maybe at this low. But those are soft. Those are just soft targets that I'd be looking for. Yeah, you could say that the first target we could be looking for to the downside, if confirmed, would be that region here. Anywhere in between 69 spot 90 and 67 spot 80, give or take. RSI looking absolutely devastating. Continuing to reject that exponential here, lower high after lower high. Definitely bearish pressure being provided here for the RSI, while stochastics, you could take that as a signal, right? But I personally am not going to be taking that as a signal, just because we just escaped the bearish critical territory here, and we're still in bearish control at the end of the day. So for this one here, rejecting the red 10 simple, a little sell pressure, I would be looking for $74 to be the next target to the downside. The only thing that convinces me otherwise would be a breach of the 21 exponential with confirmation of support above 82 spot 80 currently, at which point I would look for a nice pump towards the diagonal trend line of death and destruction at $97. But until then, man, very, very, very confident that this one remains below the 21 until proven otherwise, with lower lows very, very, very likely here. I got a viewer. Hey, viewer, if you got a request, pop it in that bad boy, or I'm going to call it for the night. I'm going to do one more. I want to do Microsoft just because. Microsoft above the 21, very similar here. Look, man, however NASDAQ moves is how I think this one's going to move, right? Above the 21, yes, but putting pressure on the corresponding support. Any open and closure below that 21, boom. I'll be looking for 252 spot 40, something like that. But again, if the 21 fails on this one, ladies and gentlemen, maybe I should make it simple. If the 21 fails on any of these assets that I look for to the downside, I'm going to be looking for lower lows. I'm going to be looking for big continuation to the downside, only because in correlation with the dollar index, I kind of have no when I see the dollar index like this, man, I have no choice but to say, man, the 21 likely fails in this, this scenario. I could be wrong. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. If you use my streaming to trade, you're a dumbass. But That's just my personal opinion. That's what I'm telling myself. The way the dollar index is going right now, man, I almost have no choice but to say, man, the rest of the market likely gets shreked. And what does that leave Bitcoin? Back into the $19,000 territory. Very similar formation. I could actually just chalk this up to consolidation here. Closed above the 21. Had a couple of confirmation, one confirmation above the 21. 2 reversal style candles. Boom, sell pressure. So very, very, very similar with this one, man. We just confirmed it below the 21. So I'm going to be looking for price action to go towards 18,000. What does that say? That's small. 18,980. Any open and closure below that region, boom, we have our answer. Downside pressure is likely the next course of action, with the first target being like 17,120. Something like that. And I digress. Any closure above resistance here leads to a possible boom. With some soft targets to consider, right? Soft targets. Soft targets. Soft targets. Yeah, that would be my first target right here. Right fucking here. Yep, 23,870 would be my first target to the upside. We do see stochastics here. Boom, rejecting the bullish control zone. Looking like it wants to reject. Rejecting the bullish control zone at the current. Yeah. Yeah, looking like it wants to reject the bullish control zone here, while RSI plays around, plays tiddlywinks with the exponential here. Exponential has been flatlined, I think. No, negative slope on the exponential. But another lower high yet again. Not another low high. Another top call. I mean, this one could be construed as like, oh, the beginning of an uptrend, but I'm looking at it more like consolidation, right? More like consolidation. With a clearly defined resistance and a clearly defined support, and a breach of either one of those defines the likelihood of the next move, either up or down. So that's kind of how I'm looking at Bitcoin. But again, everything ties, at least from my opinion, everything ties into that US dollar index. When the US dollar index is going boom to the motherfucking moon, the rest of the market is likely not following suit. And that's going to do it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. About 30 minutes, not too shabby. Thanks for coming through. If you did, if you didn't, that's okay as well. I love you anyway. Thanks for stopping by, and I will be back yet again tomorrow with another live update on what the hell is actually going on. And until then, ladies and gentlemen, you already know